2 years ago, I was driving around as an Uber driver. Perfect record. Never been ticketed, never been in trouble. I was in Maui, working 5-6 days a week, driving. So I knew what was going on everywhere. I drove the whole island. And about 2 weeks before our initial lockdown, there were police all of a sudden all over the streets. Like, I was like, where are all these cops come from? So the government warned itself that, hey, we're gonna be coming down on the people, and we're gonna need some increased presence before we even knew about it. They basically amplified their dark force before anything. That's the first thing they did. Then, of course, I got let off work. And just like everybody else, my life got radically ruined. I couldn't go into a single store in Maui I'm not gonna fucking put a mask on my face. You're people fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. So I'm on unemployment in Maui. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and I'm driving one day, and I stop at a stoplight, and I actually get an officer on his motorcycle pull up next to my next to my car, and get in front of me. Totally illegal move of him. Like, he was in a turn lane, and I was at a stoplight. It was a two-way road, and he was supposed to be going, but he didn't. He was just cruising up the road, looking in everyone's car. And what did he see me do while I was stopped at a stoplight? Lean over and pick up my phone. My phone was in my hand. I wasn't even looking at my phone. And that's when I was looking down, and that's when I saw this man, like, slam on his brakes, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And then he, like, got right in front of me and, like, kind of, gestured to me to, so I thought he was, like, needing to get in front of me, and I was like, wow, that guy's a jerk, but whatever, he needs to get in front of me. No, he was pulling me over for driving and using my cell phone. Don't you have to be driving your car and using your cell phone? Apparently not. They've created a rule, a law in Hawaii, that you are not allowed to be in your vehicle touching your phone if the keys are in your car. Okay, so that means even if you pull over to the side of the car and your car's on and it's 100 degrees outside and you have your air conditioning on and you have your cell phone and you're looking at your directions or you're doing the safe thing, you can get a ticket. I fought it. Guess what? They don't care about truth. They care about money and keeping their gang ties. So they're just like, nope, it's the law. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I wasn't using my phone and my car wasn't even moving. And they're like, nope, this is what the law is. Bam, $3,000 later. For doing nothing. Nothing. Not only did I have to pay the ticket, it increased my insurance for 3 years. Doubled my insurance for 3 years. That's $3,300 for doing absolutely fucking nothing. Fast forward, I leave the island of Hawaii. I am on the mainland, and I'm getting this plan ready. I'm trying to buy this van, and I'm trying to go on this big road trip to end in Florida, where I had a job lined up. Never got there. Block, block, block. There is evil in the world that is just being supported and encouraged and fed right now. So, multiple reasons I got stopped up. Pretty minor stuff that, made me feel like, okay, maybe I should go slower, not just take off and go on this road trip, slow things down. And then I went camping at a BLM to kind of practice what it's like to be in my van, to do some finishing touches on my van. I looked it up, and I was having a great time. And till one morning, an officer drives up, sees a spray can that I'm working on my own project, painting my own items. He walks up within 7 minutes. It's all on video. Not the attack, because I wasn't able to video the man attacking me. I tried, but he wouldn't let me. Came up, grabbed my arms, wrestled me, starts basically assaulting me. I'm by myself, half dressed, sitting in the sun, having a peaceful morning, talking to my mother on the phone, and I believe he was on drugs. He looked like it. His jaw was all, tweaker jaw. Yep, slams me into my fucking vehicle, will not help my senior dog, doesn't give a fuck about my senior dog, doesn't care about throwing me in a van where I'm hyperventilating, I can't breathe, he has no air conditioning here, you're going to jail. He enjoys it. This man was able to drive up, grab me, wrestle me, beat me up, throw me in a truck, take my van, take my dog, completely ruin my whole vacation, scare the fucking life out of me. I was scared for my fucking life. I don't understand why the whole mental police force believes that they can walk up to anybody when they're in uniform, or maybe even not in uniform, and beat them up. and then falsify charges. So I was arrested, as I said. My mother had to drive all the way up here, get a hotel, help me, blah, blah, blah. We had to drive back to show up in court. And yeah, they didn't have time to file the paperwork then. So we had to come back home, and I'm just like, okay, great. Well, maybe they're not going to file charges on me. That makes sense since I didn't really do anything. And I had already called and made a complaint on this officer who was a federal officer with the Bureau of Land Management. So it wasn't even like a local cop. And this all happened in Kern County, California. California, California. The evil is living in this area. So last week, I get a notice in the mail that they finally charged me. They're charging me with vandalism. Right, has to actually have some intention of vandalism. That doesn't matter. So they're just basically trying to like hardcore lie, falsify this stuff, and basically accuse me of like a pretty high degree, almost a felony of violent assault on an officer. So I was sitting quietly by myself working on a project, don't do drugs, don't have a record, and then now I have a record and I'm beat up and I'm scared for my fucking life. I'm afraid of every fucking officer because they'll lie, and they're backed by the evil force of government that's ruining all of our fucking lives. I can hardly fucking get a job. I can hardly fucking live my life because everyone wants to fucking shove a fucking drug in my arm or fucking cover my face like fucking maniacs. There is an evil in the world, and it's coming from the government, and it's coming through all the power structures. This policing, you can fuck off with. We don't need patrolling, controlling assholes that are completely unbalanced individuals in their own fucking lives going around harassing humanity, ruining our fucking lives. They're ruining our fucking lives. Now, 2 years later, I am officially a criminal. I have a bad driving record now. I have a warrant for my arrest. Yeah, I have a warrant for my arrest right now. They can completely fucking ruin my life even further, and I never have actually done anything fucking wrong. I've never done anything wrong. Meanwhile, my fucking house catches on fire because of an outlet, because of this chain of events that leads to a horrible loss in my life. Some of the most wonderful people I met, both dead. And their extended grandchildren family that they didn't even trust are now trying to corner me and refuse to provide any kind of compensation for the fire and all of my loss. So I'm having to have a court case. So these people are miserable. All these people are fucking miserable because they lack confidence, they lack intelligence, they lack love, empathy, care. They don't care. And so you got all these people wearing fucking uniforms and all these people trying to wear a mask and act like they've got it all together. Meanwhile, they're shitting on everyone, and they're abusing everyone, and it's just this government that's just allowing it, and just throwing it on the TV, and throwing it in your entertainment, and putting it in your music, and yeah, bam, bam, bam. Why in the world are all of our communities killing each other? Why do we all hate cops? There are so many people being falsely accused, and then you get into the system, and the system protects itself. Money, money, money. And it's also just evil. It's evil. And I blame the illegal government. They're basically coming in and creating an environment that demotivates everybody. Look it, they're giving you crack pipes. What about, like, I don't know, seeds for planting food? What about housing? What about clean water? Nope, crack pipes. Okay, this is what they're doing. They're creating this fucked up environment, and they're turning you into a criminal. You don't have to be a criminal. They're going to make you one. They'll lie. They will throw your ass into the fucking corner and call you a criminal, and everyone's going to be like, oh, she's a criminal. Meanwhile, I didn't do anything, and no one was there. But the force of evil will lie and protect itself, and it feeds itself. It can come out into the community and grab people and lie and make shit up. And thousands of dollars later, where am I? Living on the fucking edge. Barely fucking surviving. If I didn't have friends and family, I'd be fucked. It's sobering times. Like, I can't even have a good time because it's just like, really? All these stupid-ass fucking people walking around ignorant because they're too ashamed. You don't understand that there's something very wrong in this world, and you're going to pretend like it's all okay, and you're going to get mad at other people if they point it out to you. You're going to put your mask on and go get your little medical procedures, your little government inoculations, and pretend like you're in the gang. You ain't in the gang. You just wait your turn. You don't have to be a criminal. They'll make you a criminal. And if they don't make you a criminal, they'll make you sick. One way or another, you're going down. Because the elite doesn't like competition. As a matter of fact, they hate competition. They think competition is evil. And anybody that is against the big system in their businesses are their competition. So they don't want you making food. They don't want you growing gardens. They don't want you having animal livestock. They don't want you catching rainwater. They don't want you drinking the milk from your animals. They don't want you alive. They don't want your personality. Like all these people, like I'm thrown in jail and it's like, oh my God, these people were so fucking abusive, screaming at me, cussing in my face because I was asking for a tampon because I was bleeding. No, you can't do that. You're not allowed to have a personality. You're not allowed to be breathing and alive because someone in their little fucking army suit is gonna come and fucking knock you down. You're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed to be free. Years ago, I knew when I first came into my spiritual reality, the first thing I was guided to do was learn how to live with less. It's the only way that you can be controlled. Excuse me. That was my first and pretty much only guidance. Don't do that. You know, don't be in that system. That system is not good. The system is not good. It's really bad. And there's always going to be evil people. There's always going to be stupid people. That's really all they are. They're just stupid. It's all. That's it. And we make excuses for them, and we give them the platform because we're trying to be nice. Yeah, no, you don't get anything when you're nice to abusers except for more abuse. So I don't even know what's going to happen. I've learned to live with less, which actually, you know, doesn't really work because they don't want you to live with less. They want you to be in the system. They want you to be angry. They want you to be 9 to 5. They want you to be stressed. They want you to be in it with them. And if you're not in the gang, they're going to beat you down. It's absolutely nuts. I see it happening to me. And I'm going to win. I am not going down. I have strength in my mind. I don't need a bunch of money. It's horrible. They're ruining our lives. And the first thing we can do is to stop supporting them. Get off the system now. If we all did, they'd have no power. They would have no power at all. I should not have to be dealing with men in uniforms coming up and ruining my life for money. It's evil.